Hai și pe a doilea. Haideți să începem. Play. Begin. Să vedem cum e. Stai. Am instalat pentru vouă. Unde mă duc cu arma? Controlez. Ce fac dacă apăr asta? Mergi, mă, mai repede. Da, și asta ne jucăm. Trebuie să apăs pe X. Bine. Haide. Du-te. Acum urcă-te dacă trebuie. Aoleu, mi-e frică ce se întâmplă.
I had not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
Trebuie? Bine. Îmi pare rău că pot să am ceva la gât, dar nu pot să scot.
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either. Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
Too old. Știu, aici e greu. Auzi pe YouTube. Cel greșit.
And that's what would have happened.
Asta e.
Even though the bed was very comfortable, this was no time to hide under the covers.
Sper că nu e dragon. Deci, sper că nu e.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
Mi-e frică, eu vreau să fug.
Nestled beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror!
Oh, so you remember this part of the story?
Well, dragons are my favorite.
You want to tell this part?
Yes! King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to...
My way, too. Add a shinier hat to my collection.
Că este un dragon acolo, da.
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Baca, baca. Mama, kita spesial basta. Jocul ăsta e foarte greu de acest video. Dar este la dragon!
So, the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap.
Ce-ai făcut, mă?
Then I used my cleverness to hide.
Ah! Faci! Faci!
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow.
Mamă,
At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers. I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
What did you use to...
Dragon.
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall.
Yo! L-ai buscat de mare, e. Păi, mi-ai dat de ce asta? Păi, foarte mult.
After he briefly basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
Haide că mă lucru. Nu am uitat de aici. Pe bune? Asta așa că mi-e frică. Că uite! Ia la o pasă. Ai văzut? A, apăs. Merge aici. În patul. Mama, nu credeam că patul cade. Bine, merg. Îi dau una. Sau plec. De ce să mai dau una?
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Cum să fac aia? Am nevoie de un arc ca să dau în el. Cumva, iar nu știu. Un arc. E un arc, bă, aici. Trebuie să coarcă acolo. Că eu am spus-o că trebuia. Deci înseamnă că da. Iar. Eu nu cred că am ghicit. E blocat! Așa. Ești bine, gata, mâna ta e ok. Dă-mă acolo!
The mirror called out to me.
Ah, mirror. Este un mirror. Mirrorul. Mirror. Nu încoace mirror.
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
Ridică-te și fugi acolo. Mirrorul o să fie al meu. Al meu. Mai dau una. Vreau să dau. Ce? Mai am dat la timp direct s-a dus. Ei bine, mai dau o dată. Yahoo! Ial. Gata. Am găsit frumoasa noastră mirrorul. Fugi. faz mișto. Da. Nu mai, nu. Așa.
I guess you
Ai
could
dat
say.
chiar te-a mâncat. Așa. Bă, așa vreau eu. Asta primești de fața ta. Fugi, bă! Bă, nu mai fac, mai...
With a magic mirror safely in my possession, I dreamt of the Daventry I would be rewarded with, and the kingdom it
Magia
could become.
mirrorul. Acum ne întoarcem înapoi. Ne urcăm sus.
In that split second, I had three choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Îi dau în el. Îi dau în el. Îi dau în el. Ce-a mers? Bă! Am făcut ceva bun, adică îi place de mine acum.
My hands were shaking, my arms could barely grip the rope, but with the last of my strength, I climbed out of the well and headed back to the castle.
Sunt eu, bă.
Ever since the magic mirror returned, its reflections have warned the kingdom of danger, kept our family safe, and it has exposed many troublesome crumbs tangled in my beard.
Yeah. King Edward was so proud that you returned his lost treasure that he made you king. Everyone knows that part. Now, can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures. All right, let's get back to the dragon.
Tell me everything. Like, why did you set the dragon free even though he was trying to eat you?
I set him free because, well, over the years I realized that the dragon was not the despicable, hideous beast Daventry had made him out to be. He was just a caged animal that was never shown any kindness. On that day, I forgave the dragon for his atrocious past.
You have such a bizarre way of making friends, Grandpa. I guess I do too. I'm known as Gwendolyn the Popular back home, but only to my stuffed bunnies.
I've always found it best to pursue friends where I can, though they don't always feel the same about me.
All right, you two. Grandpa needs to rest. Gwendolyn, it's way past your bedtime.
Sleep well, Grandpa. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
I don't need rest. I'm as spry as I've ever been, though I wouldn't mind a slice of magic fruit.
Na. Parcă mai continuăm.
Well, hello, cousin.
Guard!
I'm glad you're finally here. He's been asking about you for days. I had to sit through the same story 5 times.
Got here as fast as we could. And I like Grandpa's stories, especially the ones with dragons.
Ah, yes, the legendary beast that he set free. I don't know if he forgets I've heard that story before or he doesn't care, but he loves telling it to anyone that will listen. I'm pretty sure I heard the nursemaids telling his same jokes in the hall.
Have you heard anything the doctors are saying?
Yes, doctors, wizards, magic elves. Grandfather is fine, Gwendolyn. They all say the same thing. He's just old. He still has a few good years left. Look, we're all excited that your family made the trip, but there's no need to worry. You should get some rest. I'm sure you're scheduled for a full morning of Grandfather's hilarious ramblings.
Oh, I'm also scheduled for the tournament tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the fencing tournament.
I'm gonna have
You'll
the
love it. I'm, of course, favored to win, and will make sure you have the very best seat to view my victory. The courtyard will be filled with important people and delicious hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'm actually competing in the tournament.
I had no idea we were hosting a junior tournament. That's incredible. In that case, I will gladly be there to cheer you on and eat delectable appetizers.
Nope, no junior tournament. I'll be squaring off against you.
I see. Well, perhaps this is the time to stop listening to stories and finally make some of your own. Good night, Gwendolyn. Sleep well.
Yeah.
Come in, Gwendolyn. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now, let's talk about far more important issues. Like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Scott you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of...
Che! Nimic.
treating my opponents with respect. You'll be surprised what opens up to you. A lovely fellow once told me the fastest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story. One I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I'd seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
Ai, uite cât de drăguțe. Ce eu controlez? Păi nu știu că eu controlez. Au. 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 Nu, takut. Înaroi. Înaroi.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization.
Sau nu știu așa. Am nu pe aici.
Grandpa, You can't leave Triumph.
Don't worry, Triumph can fend for himself. We've been through our share of sticky situations, but he always comes around when I need him most. After all that graceful repelling, I was certainly not headed back that way.
Oh! Ah? Ceacă! Ceacă! Apă bulată, bă!
I could have sworn the parade of hopeful nights was scheduled for the next day. I should have been with them, marching with Triumph. It seemed my first few minutes in Daventry were off to a terrible start.
So, how did you catch up with them?
Ce? Cine acolo? Ați dat un like? 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 Ați dat un like la videoclip? Dați acum. Dați acum.
Strange tracks blazed a trail through the forest.
Bine, cât mai trebuie să merg? Ce sunetul ăla? Ei bine, e furt. E ceva în... Nu am avut bănuțe. Bănuți! 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 Am bănuți, am bănuți, am bănuțele.
I wondered what those birds needed a toolbox for.
Sper că mai este un topor.
Shame. The only tool left seemed to be a small hatchet. And
Este
no,
doar un topor?
Gwendolyn, before you start asking me thousands of questions about that hatchet, I did not go around using it on everything.
Am topor, am topor, am topor. Pop, op, 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 op. Scuze că tășesc pentru că sunt răcit. Nu sunt răcit. Am ceva blocat în gâtul meu.
Stand back, you dirty thieves!
Ow!
It's just a boy. Don't know where he's from, but it must be hard to pronounce. You know, you should never sneak up on a guy in a dangerous place like... Oh! What's wrong with your foot? Probably stepped on a spiniferous thornweed. Well, yeah, I got just the fix for that. Tell me, is it more of a... Ow! Or a... Oh! Either way, the Merchant of Miracles has got you covered. But it'll cost you. I've risked my neck to forage the most rare, miraculous, mysterious, and oftentimes delicious ingredients. Here it is. I massage this into my skin twice a day, and just look at my little biscuits. Well, now that I've mulled it over, you'd better not. It might stunt your growth.
Mamă, cât de mic e!
Oh, such exquisite material. Hey. I knew you weren't from around here. Well, you best get going. Nobody likes a late night. Oh, wait. You're stuck here with me. Every bridge in is out, and my shortcut had a few shortcomings. I swear that rock leaped straight out of the water. Now I'm stuck here with no wheel, a lost toolbox, and Mr. Fancy Cakes. Say, I'll bet a fine, strapping young man like you could help me fix up this wheel. Yup, you help me fix my chariot, and I'll give you a lift to the tournament. Hopefully no one else notices your horrible lack of punctuality. Oh, how rude. Do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
Nope.
What happened to the rest of my tools? My wheel mending kit was in that toolbox. You expect me to fix this wheel with only a hatchet? Hatchets are for destroying, not for fixing. What kind of game are you playing here, boy? Oh, I know. Maybe I could use this blade to chisel a wheel out of driftwood. Or perhaps I could cut down a rubber tree plant and weave myself a wheel. You are not going to last 3 seconds in that tournament with that kind of stupid dream logic. Tell you what, you can keep my hatchet, but please bring me a real solution. You know, like a wheel, big, round, rolling, a wheel that goes here, like those.
Damn!
Perhaps there was a wheel on the other side of that river. Too bad I couldn't swim.
How did you get across that river?
That missing wheel had me stumped. I had to go out on a limb to get past the root of the problem.
Grandpa, your infamous puns are not my favorite.
What's the matter? You don't like the timber?
Spooky poopy. 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 My spooky poopy. Oh, my spooky. Hai să încercăm să dăm
The town square was eerily quiet.
un.
Was I the only person in Daventry
1000
not
de
at the
like-uri.
parade?
Hai să încercăm să dăm 1000 de like-uri. Bine? 1000 de like-uri. Oare știu că pot să mă duc în casă, da. Ia să mă duc la aici.
I stumbled upon some kind of curiosity shop. Aha! Something big and round. Hopefully no one would mind if I borrowed this tabletop.
Nu, da. Acum merg în jos. Ui! Acum merg înapoi. 1000 de lei. Așa. O să încercăm să facem cam tot chapterul. Nu știu.
Ah, a shortcut.
A shortcut. Bine.
Do I really have to hear the story about how you took forever to tiptoe across that fallen tree again?
No, I guess not.
Find me a wheel, boy. Anything big and round should do the trick.
Beat him.
I thought this might do the trick.
What a clever choice! Such craftsmanship, and sturdy, too. Just hope you didn't pay too much. I'd hate for you to have spent all your money when you've only just arrived in town, right? You ready, Mr. Fancy Cakes? I know, darling, I know. Silly question. You were born ready. Oh, wait, before my mind slips, I was able to procure an entrance ticket to the tournament. Since you so graciously found me a wheel, I am more than willing to sell it to you at a reasonably discounted rate. Are you interested?
Oh, sounds good. I love a deal.
So do I, boy, so do I. If I see one, I'll let you know. Here you are. Now, let's vamoose from this meadowland, Mr. Fancy Cakes. It is go time.
Bingo.
Mr. Fancy Cakes! Ah, heel! Halt! Abyss! Stop! We sincerely hope you...
Așa.
Please gather your belongings and watch your head on exit. For you, the parade is halted. Another case of a mysterious missing bridge, I imagine. Watch your step. We wouldn't want any tears in that illustrious cape. Bon voyage, Buttercup. Don't forget about us working folk, especially when your pockets are full of riches.
Stay off those rocks. It's
Nu
dangerous.
vreau. Hai că eu mă dor. Right?
Distress! Abandon post!
Learn how to swim, boy.
Nu vreau.
Thanks for saving me.
You're welcome, lad.
He was talking to me.
I believe he was talking to me.
Nope, me.
Wouldn't be the first.
And then you chop down the tree full of angry bees?
Enough, Gwendolyn.
And then you chop down the tree full of angry bees?
Enough, Gwendolyn.
Seems like a waste. And then you chop down the tree full of angry bees?
Enough, Gwendolyn.
Don't be rude, boy. We are in the middle of an important conversation. He was talking to me.
I believe he was talking to me.
This tired argument is getting on my nerves.
No need to argue about the fact that
Oh,
I am.
shut
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Not good.
Bears. Bears. Hey! Haide. Cred că îl cheamă pe ăsta. Pe ăsta. Aceacă. Cred că îl cheamă aceacă. Ia! Cum a făcut asta? Nu. N-a fost vina mea, a fost vina lui. N-a fost vina mea, a fost vina lui. Vina lui. Nope. Atunci... îmi pare rău.
Over here, buddy.
Ah.
Pardon me.
Bah.
All right.
The tree was too heavy to move. I would need to chop it down to size. I left the hatchet lodged in the tree because I would not need it any more.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. Everyone always asks about that hatchet. It gets a tad annoying.
Huh?
No. ¿Viene así?
Hang on a sec. Graham, right?
Yes. How did you know my name?
Oh, you'd be surprised at the information people give out when they're too busy thinking about their own agenda. I also observed that without you, no one could have made it across. Well done, Graham.
Thanks, I guess.
They'll never acknowledge it, you know. Those who use their minds over their biceps are never woven into the tapestries of time. Intellectual. To win this competition, you'll need to prove that your talents are more powerful than their strength, agility, and speed. You'll also need
a friend.
They call me Manny. Pleased to meet you.
So, friend, what's your favorite color? Do you like popcorn-flavored jelly beans? Because I do. What's your availability for sleepovers? Are we in a secret club?
Green. I prefer pizza-flavored. I'm free on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I would say more of a secret alliance.
Alliance?
This competition will not be easy, and Daventry needs men like us. If we put our heads together, we might have a shot.
What's the plan?
If you win, put a good word in for me with the king. And if I win, I'll do the same. Soon, we'll both be moving up the ranks in the castle together. We should head inside the theater, though. Let me know how I can help.
Am nevoie de ajutor. Ce este asta? Nu merge.
Another horn and another missing piece.
Graham, to the front of the stage, please. Now that we have recovered our list, it is my duty to inform you that you are officially signed in. Yes. And I do want to apologize. I am very, very terribly sorry. But we've run out of commemorative tote bags.
That's not a problem. I have no use for tote bags. My mother designed my cape with lots of pockets. Is the next event about to start?
Not so fast, Pocket Boy. The tournament bylaws explicitly state that each contestant must complete every event before continuing on in the competition. Since you were late, you missed the test of chivalry and the warm-ups and getting to know you type exercises. You know, an icebreaker before we start in on the usual death, destruction, and duels of a cutthroat nature.
Don't forget about Amendment 70, Article 4.
I was getting to that, thank you. In the spirit of equal opportunity, the new rules state that you can schedule a make-up chivalry test if and only if the circumstances for your absence were extenuating. So, I will ask, what were your extenuating circumstances that made you late for the tournament?
Well, my mom whipped up a stack of my special chocolate chip pancakes, and she never lets me leave the house until I finished all my breakfast.
I'll just pencil in Mummy's boy. Now, go on, mingle with the other contestants. Find out as much as you can about them, and when you're ready for the chivalry test, come and see me.
Cam atâta vrea să filmez, vrea să închei videoclip aici.
Fingertips when it
Să dăm.
clasped shut. My arm was pinched between the treasure and its casing. I couldn't stay. If I did, I'd lose circulation and my limb would be lost.
Bine, deci
If I
o să
tried to
închidem
remove
videoclipul
my
aici.
arm, it would be...
Cam atât a fost. Pa. Pa.